If you knew the formula for success, would you follow it? Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and we inspire. And I was inspired because I read an article by a gentleman named Anthony Moore, and the title of his article is, "If you choose to adopt these 5 mindsets, you'll probably be making millions in a few years." Hey, I want to make millions and millions. All right, so why don't I take a look at this article? Well, when I did, I was kind of disappointed in that, yeah, they mentioned some of the things are true. I'm going to go over quickly his major points, but also that they're just touching the periphery of what it takes. So, as someone that gives blueprints, and we've given this blueprint before, we're going to review it because repetition means retention, and it's critical that you understand what it takes to be a success. Let's first start with Mr. Moore's article. He makes 5 major points. First one is, spend your time buying assets. Yeah, most people spend their time buying cars, things that aren't going to increase their income level, but rather put them more into debt. Number 2, choose to embrace criticism, not praise. All right, most people, whenever they feel that there's a possibility that someone's going to critique them, criticize them, they tend to shy away, and they always seek out looking for praise. Okay, that's true. Number 3, choose to be unafraid of looking stupid. Yeah, you got to follow your own path, you got to make your own decisions, and you got to recognize that, 95% of the people out there are unsuccessful, only 5% are. So 1 out of 20 are going to be doing it right, the other 19 are not, which is the same as number 4, be someone who almost never follows the crowd. If you're following the crowd, you're probably one of the 19. And number 5, stop being a consumer of social media, become a creator. Most people consume social media, a lot of it. It's the first thing people do when they wake up, the last thing they do before they fall asleep, and one of the most common responses that people have for boredom. So if you're going to use the internet, the media, YouTube, this channel, for positive results, then use it for positive results. Don't use it for entertainment. All right, and from that point now, I want to get to the 10 particular how-tos in the success formula. I'm going to give you 5 today, I'm going to give you 5 tomorrow. All right, because when you examine the habits of successful people, you might think that there are several different ways to reach the promised land that we all call success. When you speak to that successful 5%er, however, you find that they virtually have all used the same formula. Volumes have been written on this subject, starting with the Bible, and they continue to the present day. There's an article right here. The formula, however, is always the same. So let's go over that formula. Like I said, I'm going to start with 5 today and give you 5 tomorrow. Number 1, you must have a dream and be obsessed with it. Your dream can have no limitations. The first law of the universe is order. Everything that we need is already here. So what is creating? Creating is putting things in their proper order in order to achieve something. It's kind of as simple as that. Anything that has ever been invented started with a dream. The components of progress have always been there, and keep in mind that a computer could have been built in the year 1 if the knowledge necessary to build it had been put in its proper order. All right, so you have to have a dream, and you have to look at things, creating things, as putting things in the proper order. Number 2, you must have a vision of your dream and spend time every day seeing yourself already accomplishing it, already accomplishing that dream, and you must see it as if you've already accomplished it. And when you're looking at it, you're not looking at it from the outside looking in, you're looking at it as if, as an example, if your dream was to be President of the United States, you might see yourself from the podium looking out at the audience, not at somebody in the audience looking at you. Does that make sense? So see it with your own eyes. That is the most effective way to have your vision. And then what that vision does is it inspires you, and you start to see things that on the periphery don't connect, but then you say to yourself, wow, I can connect that, I can connect that. All right, your vision, number 3, your vision must be positive. As an example, you don't want to say, boy, would I really like to get out of debt. What you say is you take the positive spin, and the positive spin is, I want to be wealthy, just as an example. All right, that's my point. So always give a positive spin on your dream, your vision. Always see it as a positive. Why? Because when you send that vibe into the universe clamps down on the biggest part of what it is you're sending. And if you're sending a negative, guess what you're going to get back? You're going to get back negative. If you're looking to get a positive outcome, then you have to transmit a positive outcome. Number 4, you must make a rough draft game plan to begin. You don't need to know every detail that's going to get you to the culmination of your dream. The key is to get to the starting line. And just as you get into your car and you stop at red lights, you've got to anticipate that your journey will not be green lights all the way to your destination. There's going to be potholes and there's going to be detours. But the key point is to maintain that starting line mindset, which means get to the first starting line, get to my first detour. All right, now I get to another starting line, but recognize that each starting line is bringing you closer and closer to the end result that you have a burning desire to achieve. Number 5, the last one for today, you must learn to make failure your teacher and not your undertaker. Failure is feedback. Adjust your plan as it becomes necessary. You must be so focused on your long-term goal that short-term disappointments do not derail you. Recognize that when you get inspired, when you get information from sources that you could not predict or plan, that is the infinite mind partnering with you. And the infinite mind partners with you and sends you feedback, both positive and negative. Positive feedback is you're doing it right, keep going, keep going, keep going. Negative feedback is this isn't exactly working out, you need to start envisioning a new starting line. So instead of looking at negative, instead of looking at failure as a negative, you've got to look at it as a positive, because it's telling you you're not going in the right direction, you need to make a change. Don't you want that kind of instruction, especially from the infinite partner? Okay, those are the first 5 for today. Let's quickly review them. All right? You got to have a dream. You've got to have a vision of your dream and spend time every day envisioning that dream. Your vision must be positive, not negative. You've got to make a rough draft to get you to the starting line. And the 5th one for today is you must learn to make failure your teacher and not your undertaker. Failure is positive because it's telling you you need to go in a new direction. Next time we're going to go over the final 5 of the success formula, so stay tuned. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's all get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.